Hello everyone, I'm Marja-Leena Juntunen. I work as an acting professor of music education for the Sibelius Academy. And I will first describe my study from last year, and which actually works as a starting point for the current study. So, I was examining a teaching intervention last year, lower secondary school. And the purpose of the intervention was to examine how mobile devices can be used in music classroom at school in ways that foster students' bodily and social engagement, active and creative agency, and embodied learning through integrating music and movement and composition with the use of iPads in music lessons. The context was the 7th grade music classroom in a Finnish comprehensive school in the metropolitan area of Finland. And the teaching took place in autumn 2014, and it included 15 weekly lessons. So the teaching learning activities are described here. The first preparatory music and movement exercises activities were totally teacher-centered. And then also introducing the Laban's 5 forms of movement. But from then on, the students worked in small groups collaboratively, very in a self-directed way, autonomously, till the end of the stage 5. So they made a movement composition, and then they composed music using iPads, using sequences. And then they made a video where they had to use the music, but also the movement they invented, but not maybe in the same way that they had in the composition. But they made up a sort of a music video as an end product of this process. Then stage 6 included teacher assessment and student self-assessment, and then the whole project ended up watching the video compilation together, and then also at that stage students got some feedback from each other and from the teacher. So I have examined this process from 3 perspectives: students' experiences, development of agency, and embodied learning. Embodied and multimodal learning. And the specific research questions were: regarding students' experiences, 1. What were the students' overall experiences of the teaching learning process of using iPads in their music classroom? And what, if any, differences in experience were there between the boys and girls? And regarding agency, in what ways, if any, did the teaching learning process enhance students' agency? And regarding embodied and multimodal learning, how did the teaching learning process enable and foster embodied and multimodal learning? The data includes data observations, field notes, and teacher and student interviews, as well as video recordings. And in addition, my personal reflections, thoughts, and interpretations serve as tools in data analysis. The theoretical choices are largely based on Merleau-Ponty's phenomenological philosophy and also feminist interpretation of it. Embodiment is the central concept in my research, as it is for the whole Arts at School team, approached not only from phenomenological viewpoint, but also from the perspectives of cognitive science, cognitive and social neuroscience, as well as neurophenomenology. The starting point for us is that embodiment constitutes a core for consciousness, cognition, and learning. And another rationale for our studies is that, based on the recent findings, for example, in cognitive neuroscience and music psychology, it has become increasingly evident that engagement in multimodal, embodied, and collaborative activities supports readiness for learning, a sense of agency, and social coherence. So the pilot study has been reported, or is being reported, in 3 separate articles, which each of them starts from one perspective. So the students' agency actually has been discussed in the first one, which is in Finnish, and then the students' experiences in the second one, and then the multimodal and embodied learning in the third one, which is still in process. And actually, this pilot study serves as a starting point for the now starting study, which builds on the recent studies from last year, suggesting that a motivated student learns better and her risk to become socially excluded is smaller. High level of school engagement, such as study-related vigor and dedication, is suggested to foster several aspects of students' well-being, such as positive emotions and life satisfaction. Furthermore, a greater use of socio-digital technologies at school is suggested to promote student engagement at school, since it's viewed to motivate students to participate, to offer new kind of interaction, and to help students to find school-going more meaningful. However, the hypothesis of my project, based on the pilot study, is that the use of socio-digital technology as such, it's not efficient in promoting student engagement, but should be carried out in pedagogically meaningful ways that support students' social interaction, as well as multimodal, creative, collaborative, and embodied learning. So the specific research questions for the starting study are: 1. How can the use of socio-digital technology support student engagement and agency in a 7th grade music classroom? And secondly, what pedagogical tools and practices are meaningful when aiming at supporting student engagement and agency? Thank you.